What's going on, knuckleheads? This is George with Fighters Rep, and this is my Jarrett Hurd versus Julian Williams post-fight discussion reaction. What a fight. What a fight, knuckleheads. I couldn't believe what I was watching in there. So we had Jarrett Hurd, the bigger, stronger guy. He always looks like he's one or two weight classes above his opponents. It's just amazing to me that he can make that super welterweight, light, middleweight, whatever you want to call it, division, going up against Julian Williams, who was absolutely chiseled for this fight. Apparently, this guy took this fight really seriously. He had hired a strength and conditioning coach, and his game plan for this fight versus Jarrett Hurd was absolutely flawless. So here's the thing. It looks like Jarrett Hurd felt like he had the advantage against Julian Williams on the inside, and so that was his idea, to fight and outfight, basically, Julian Williams on the inside, not to be on the outside, because perhaps he felt Julian Williams was a superior boxer. So he wanted to make it a dogfight on the inside. Well, what did Julian Williams do? He used that strategy against Hurd. He muscled up. He was in killer shape. He worked on his strength and decided, you know what, I'm going to stay inside. I'm going to push Hurd. I'm going to bully him back. I'm not going to let him push me back. And I'm going to beat him inside by exposing an extremely, extremely sloppy defense. Hurd, the entire time on the inside, his hands are low. His head is exposed. He even got caught in the beginning of the fight. He got caught in the side of the head because his head is wide open. He got caught and there was a flash knockdown in favor of Julian Williams. I knew right at the beginning that this was going to be a problem. And usually, Jarrett Hurd does start off slow. I've noticed that in his other fights. Julian Williams really capitalized on all of that. He said, you know what? I'm going to fight inside. I'm going to make this a rough fight. I'm going to sap as much energy as I can. I'm going to land as many bombs as I can while keeping my cool and keeping a strong pace. And that's what he did. He took all the energy out of Jarrett Hurd by landing massive punches. And not just to the head, he did some body work, but he was landing absolute bombs on Jarrett Hurd. And he definitely sapped his energy. By the time the second half of the fight came about, Jarrett Hurd he wasn't the same guy anymore. He wasn't the typical late in the fight Jarrett Hurd that you would see who would just take over. And the judges got it right. You got to give 100% credit to Julian Williams. Incredible performance. He decided to take his career seriously. He hired a strength and conditioning coach. The guy absolutely deserves this victory. And it's super interesting because, we got Tony Harrison taking on Jermell Charlo again. I mean, just not too long ago, everybody was talking about Jarrett Hurd, Jermell Charlo, or Jarrett Hurd against the Charlo brothers. But now we could end up talking about Harrison versus Julian Williams. That could be the new need to make fight in the division. And I think Lennox Lewis, after the broadcast today, was saying he'd like to see this fight again. It was a super entertaining fight. If you guys didn't watch this fight, it was incredibly entertaining. It was a dog fight. Definitely watch it. It was on PBC, so anybody can watch it. Super entertaining, but I would like to see it again. But is it necessary to run it back? It's absolutely not necessary because it was a clear win for Julian Williams, in my opinion. Or even the judges had it a unanimous decision against Jarrett Hurd, who was the champ. Another thing I took away from this fight is Jarrett Hurd desperately needs to do something about his defense. There's no way somebody should be taking that many clean blows by a professional boxer. If I'm being honest, I was a little bit concerned, and his corner even mentioned, I think it was after the 10th or 11th round, that they were thinking about stopping the fight if he didn't show them something, and the broadcasters thought that was crazy talk. But I didn't think that was crazy talk at all. Maybe because I have some kind of promoter bias or whatever, but I don't want to see anybody take that many shots. He was taking so many clean shots to the head. It was like Julian Williams' left hand and right hand, but it was like every uppercut landed, so many hooks landed, and every jab Julian Williams threw was just snapping Hurd's head back. It was crazy to watch. So those are my thoughts on the fight. Tell me what you guys think, knuckleheads. Where do these guys go from here? I think Hurd needs to work on his defense. I think Williams needs to keep working on himself and improve and continue to show the world that he is a true champion. Please subscribe. We finally made it to over 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe and get you some Fighters Rep merchandise below. By doing so, you're giving back to the fight game. You're helping me cultivate these amazing, young, talented fighters out here in California, the mecca of combat sports. I'm talking Black House. I'm talking CMMA. I'm talking Kings MMA. We got the who's who of young fighters on our Fighters Rep cards. So definitely subscribe and support. Much appreciated. We'll talk.